is Washington's Drive at 5. Today's top stories, in-depth, breaking news, and traffic and weather every 10 minutes first on the 5s. 105.9 FM. And AM 630. WMAL.
The Congress is in shambles. Our republic is compromised. Our government has been destabilized. Hey, maybe not so fast. Maybe the shakeups in the U.S. House of Representatives could be a good thing. And investigative journalism and courage. 3 words that often don't go together, but wait till you hear the very latest. Welcome to it. It's 5:06. This is the Drive at 5. I am author and columnist Austin Hill. Glad to be sitting in for Larry O'Connor. It's 105.9 FM and AM 630 WMAL. President Barack Obama is in Oregon. FoxNews.com just moments ago, and in the Fox News channel, displaying protesters holding banners that say, "Support your local county sheriff." Another banner saying, "United we stand, with Obama we fall." My goodness, what in the world has happened? Here's President Barack Obama, of course, just days ago at a press conference, announcing and reacting to that horrible mass shooting in a gun-free zone at a community college in Oregon just last week. Listen to this.
And, of course, what's also routine is that somebody somewhere will comment and say, Obama politicized this issue. Well, this is something we should politicize. It is relevant to our common life together, to the body politic.
It is relevant to the body politic. We should politicize it. Sandy Boylan is a father, sadly, of one of the young men that was gunned down, murdered senselessly at the community college in Oregon. He reacted to the president's politicization remarks.
Well, I do believe it was Rahm Emanuel who said, "Never let a good tragedy go to waste." And I really feel that his visit here is completely to support his gun control agenda.
And despite the fact that the president said he would initially speak in Oregon, today we got word he's not speaking. He's just there to console families. What's up with President Obama not speaking out and speaking his mind? Joining us on our newsline here at WMAL, Alan Korwin. He's a researcher and noted author. He publishes the website gunlaws.com. You can bet he's watching this very carefully. Alan, welcome to the nation's capital and WMAL. Thanks for being here, sir.
Great to be with you, Austin.
A backlash towards the president or not? What's up with the president not speaking in Oregon?
It's more than a backlash because Obama is perpetrating a hoax on gun rights. He's using tragedy to pursue an agenda that defies the Constitution and his constitutional duties. He's talking about a background check that's really a gun registration plan. We have a background check. They've identified 2 million criminals, and they just set them free. Why don't they go after those people if they really want to stop crime?
Alan Korwin, your questions all make sense, and yet at the same time, I simply don't recall a situation that President Obama has been in where he received such a negative outcry for the public. Has he reached a tipping point around the country, or is this just, a small rural town in the state of Oregon that's reacting?
He's had this reaction since he got in office, but the mainstream suppresses it. And the mainstream is using language that makes things worse. Austin, even though you're on the right side of this formula, you talked about a mass shooting. This was a mass murder. They want to talk about a shooter. Shooting is okay. You go to the range and you do shooting. This is a murderer. And if they call him a shooter, they're demeaning the shooting sports. If they call him a gunman, that is demeaning and derogatory and offensive to men and guns, calling him a gunman. That is sexist and biased and goes against everything journalists stand for or supposedly do. Mm-hmm. This guy is a villain and an assailant and a murderer. They should talk about a mass murderer, not a gunman. I'm a man. That's sexist. That's offensive.
Alan Korwin, publisher of gunlaws.com. He's also heads up the organization Jews for the Preservation of Gun Ownership. Who knew such a group existed? Alan, I want to ask you about the Jewish group in a moment. The Washington Post reported earlier today that possibly as early as next week, President Obama will take executive actions, completely bypassing the Congress, to further regulate gun ownership and expand background checks and such. Give us your thoughts on that.
He took an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, and now since Congress won't act to deny our Second Amendment rights, he's acting lawlessly to act on his own. If he has plans that he thinks will work, he should work them through Congress, but instead he's acting on his own. This is outrageous behavior for a president. If he wants to do something to stop this madness and this murder, he should go after the 16 black people who murder 16 other black people every single day in ghettos. And instead, he's focusing on 9 people 2 weeks ago and not the 16 people who were murdered today, because he has an agenda to ban guns. He wants a background check that we already have. He won't go after the criminals that are being identified. The writing is on the wall, and he ignores it. And the media, people like Anderson and Wolf, are backing him up by not asking him, what about the background check we have? Why do you want to spend more money on another one when you're doing nothing with the one we have? And now, in light, he's going to act on his own, unilaterally, without Congress and our representatives.
Alan Korwin, gunlaws.com on our newsline here at the Drive at 5 at WMAL. Seriously, Jews for the preservation of gun ownership. I had no idea up until a couple of weeks ago that such group existed when I saw one of your publications. Jews in America predominantly, overwhelmingly voted to elect President Obama twice. What's up with Jews now getting interested in gun ownership?
Jews for the Preservation of Firearms Ownership, jpfo.org, is a group of Jews who believe in never again. Jews should be the last people to support gun bans and gun control. We should support crime control, something the news media they never discuss crime control. And there is a small group of Jews who understand the problem, who know a government can become tyrannical. Ours isn't, unless you want to consider the president's unilateral actions without Congress to defy the Constitution, and this group believes in that. Most Jews don't. They're liberal. They believe in a utopian world. They think it'll never happen. They're deluded, I think. If you speak to them, they hold liberal views and values that don't reflect reality, and some Jews believe that you need a firearm to protect yourself. When seconds count, the police are just minutes away, and some people understand this.
Alan Korwin, gunlaws.com, commenting on President Obama's chosen silence in Oregon today. Alan Korwin, thanks for joining us at WMAL. Good to talk to you. It's 5